Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Today I will be covering my mindset when playing any given game of Dead by Daylight. This is just my general mindset of what I like to do in every match. So it's a pretty good baseline for any match you'll play, but of course it's going to vary depending on your play style, but that's pretty much the whole point of this video. But without further ado, let's roll that intro. Okay, so how I like to start is I like to head for the first generator I spot and just immediately start working on it. Now this could vary depending on your playstyle, if you're more aggressive or if you like to play more passive and not run into the killer as much. But pretty much no matter what type of build I'm running, generally I'll run to the nearest generator and get started right away, because there's a 3 out of 4 chance that the killer is going to find somebody else first, and I could already have some progress done on this generator. Now, like I said, you may not want to do that. What I used to do, especially when I go stealth builds like I am now, I usually like to hang around a generator that I'm eyeballing to start working on, and I'll let the killer come and just take a look at the area, and he'll see that nobody's there, and then I could start working on that generator relatively safely because he came over, he saw there was nobody there, and I'm free to work on that generator. But pretty quickly in this game, one of my teammates got caught pretty early on, I mean before a generator even got done, which is kind of unfortunate. I am playing with a bunch of random players, so it is to be expected, and there was a rank reset, so a lot of newer players or just people without the skill or ability to kind of evade the killer for long periods of time, you know, they'll get caught pretty early, so just keep that in mind. But what I like to do is if I'm close to where somebody gets hooked or downed, I'll generally just assume that I am the closest person, and I'll go try to rescue them. Now this guy kind of Kobe'd himself off the hook, surprisingly. I was actually pretty shocked he did that right in front of the killer. I don't know why he didn't wait. I mean, the killer was kind of camping, but I mean, he obviously didn't get very far here. And you know, if that guy just kind of waited and hung around just for a little bit longer, the killer may have gone away, and I could have saved him and saved him from getting hooked again, which is really bad on his part, because now he only needs one more time to get hooked and he's out of the game, and we haven't even gotten one generator done, so he definitely doesn't have a lot of points, and he's most likely going to lose this game from this current outlook. But as you guys can see, as soon as I saw him get downed again, the first thing I did without hesitation was run back to the generator I was working on and had stopped to go save him, because there's nothing I could do. Pretty much at all times in this game you have 2 objectives. You should, or actually I should say 3, but generally it's 2. You're going to want to either try and save your teammates, you're going to want to be working on the generator, or you're going to be running away from the killer. And by this point you can already see I'm getting chased by the killer, so pretty much I've already covered those 3 things in this one short clip here. That, you know, I went to go save a teammate. I of course wasn't successful because he jumped off the hook. I was working on a generator immediately as the round started, and now I'm trying to evade the killer for as long as possible. And even though my personal playstyle for this game specifically was not to get chased by the killer, it's good to get chased by the killer, because no matter what kind of playstyle you're playing, you always want to buy as much time as possible for your teammates to get objectives done, to heal each other up, to group up and start, you know, attacking the killer, or, you know, whatever the group objective is at the time. Anytime you're distracting the killer, you're always buying more time for your teammates to do just that. And as you guys saw, as soon as the killer started chasing me, I already had a plan of escape thought out in my mind. I have balanced landing, which gives me a boost of speed when I fall from a great height, and it also doesn't stagger me when I hit the ground. So I already had that plan thought out, that if the killer had come for me, I was going to use this hill to trigger my balanced landing and get away to that center building, which is a really good spot to loop the killer around and buy some time for a little bit. So that's exactly what I did. And I gotta say, Dead by Daylight has changed a lot in the last year or so in terms of killers and survivors gathering points to pip up by the end of the game. So you can't really just do one objective anymore, like just work on generators or just save your teammates or just run from the killer. You really need to do like a mixture of all 3 things. generally it seems to me that if you do a lot of one of those objectives and a little bit on the other two, that's usually enough to get you a pip. If you do a moderate amount of two things and a little bit of one, that's usually enough to get you a pip. But you gotta do multiple tasks in one game in order to pip up these days. And me personally, I think that's a great change for Dead by Daylight, because a lot of people would just rush gens and get out, and then that would be the end of the game and they pip up, and a lot of people will rank one that honestly didn't deserve it. Because I mean, I remember when I played back then, it was like playing with level 20 players who are in rank 1. It was kind of crazy at the time. But as long as you keep that in your mind, that you need to be altruistic, you need to be an evader, and you need to work on generators, and as long as you do quite a bit of each of those things, you should generally pip up. As long as you survive, that's usually the tipping point. If you're having an average match, the determinator is usually if you're going to survive or not. So of course, no matter what's happening, if you're going to save a teammate or work on a generator, you always want to value your life and make sure that you're doing a good job and not getting caught by the killer, especially if you're going a stealth build. But again, as you can see, I saved my teammate, I healed him up, and I immediately went back to a generator. There's never any time in this game where I'll be doing nothing unless it's waiting to save a teammate or waiting for the killer to go away so I can start working on a generator, etc, etc. That's pretty much what this whole video is about. Not how to work on a generator or how to save your teammates or how to escape the killer, but this is just pretty much my general mindset when I play a game and how I like to handle each situation and where I go from one point to another, jumping from healing my teammates to going right back immediately on a generator to get the progress going. And that's pretty much what I can't stress enough about my mindset when I'm playing the game. I like to win at all costs. That's just the way I am. I'm very competitive. I like to do a good job and, you know, be the best player I can in every match that I play. Now, you might not play Dead by Daylight like that. Maybe you just play for fun. So maybe this video doesn't pertain to you as much as it does another guy just trying to get to rank 1. But no matter what, if you're trying to win, you're trying to escape and help your team win as a team, you're definitely going to want to be following this way because it's the most efficient. It's going to get you in and out as fast as possible and generally safely. And something that I noticed with a lot of players is that if you don't save them in the end, when the killer is literally face camping them, they'll get pretty mad at you for not at least trying. And as you can see, I mean, the killer is in this area. Another guy in a second here is about to try and come save this person, but as you can see, it's really not worth it. The killer's standing right there. The doors are open. The killer has no generators to patrol. He's only got the one body on the hook. So where do you think he's going to be? He's going to be around the area that the person is hooked. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes the killers like to roam even when the gates are open, but I'm just testing his patience, see if he'll chase me away, so maybe another teammate can buy some time to get the other person off the hook and rescue them. But from what I'm seeing right now that the gates are powered, is that he's not going to leave this area. He's got one person hooked. He's got another person down 10 feet away. Chances are that this killer is not going to leave this area. What that tells me is that I pretty much need to get the hell out of here. He's not going to leave. I can't save my teammates. If I try to save my teammates, I'm just going to go down as well. But what I do, since I'm pretty certain that that's how he's going to play this out, is that he's just going to camp these people. I'm going to stick around and just kind of watch from the shadows and see if the killer's going to walk away like I hope he will, so I can save my teammates. Now I stick around and I stick around, and he's just circling the area, hoping some stupid survivor's going to try to come up and save him, and I'm just not going to do that because I already know the outcome. I'm going to go down, the other guy's down, and the other guy's on the hook. That's 3 people who could have escaped by not getting caught in the end. And, you know, it's easier said than done, but from what it looks like right now, he's not leaving, and I can't make the rescue attempt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out of there. I'm going to let him do his thing because there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm going to go find the nearest exit and try to make my way out. But that pretty much wraps up this video. Just determine whether or not you think it's worth it to save somebody. If you're just going to go down saving that person, then maybe it's not so worth it, especially since you should be the main person that you're worried about, especially when you're playing with a bunch of random players. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you out, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. And I just wanted to give a quick thanks to each and every one of you for making over 1 million views while I was gone. I don't remember how many were there before I left, but it is truly amazing that we have made over 1 million views. And I appreciate each and every one of you, because without you guys, we definitely wouldn't be here. But thanks again for watching, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.